it's also the second time that we're going to get to see the new look Knicks with OG Anunoby. The Knicks, remember, though, they haven't gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals since 2000. I do not need to remind Stephen A. of that. Bob Myers, I ask you, if you were in the front office, what move do you make next so that Stephen A. stops calling you?
I got to ask Stephen A. I mean, I'm going to ask a Knicks fan, what's good enough? What do you guys want? You want Eastern Conference Final? Is that what the goal is? Is it a championship? What are we trying to do?
Well, it should be a championship, but you got to crawl before you.
Okay. We've been crawling a long time, right? We've been crawling a while.
Crawling a long time.
So when do we get to...
Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Yeah, I just want to understand.
Do you realize if you had gotten Donovan Mitchell,
yeah,
you beat Miami last year, and you're in the conference finals.
Okay. So that didn't...
I'd have been cool with that, but that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. So here's the thing. I like Jalen Brunson, okay? I actually really like Jalen Brunson.
So do I.
Where would he rank if we were drafting players right now? What is he? Tell me.
Of all players in the
all the players in the league.
How,
best players to what?
15 to 20?
15 to 20, okay.
If you value point guards more.
Okay, so 15 to 20.
Depending on need.
15 to 20.
And that's not...
That's not one.
That's not going to work.
Gotcha.
That's your best player. So the question is, if I'm in the Knicks front office, and I believe Leon and Wes, I think they know this. I don't think if they're sitting here, now they'd have to say something different publicly, that they think this is a championship team. I do believe that's why they're stockpiling picks. That Anunoby trade didn't cost them a ton. You know, quickly, you can argue, quickly versus OG, okay? And he's getting worked up, so I'm just going to let him calm down a little bit here.
No, that's only going to make him
I'll tell you, for the first time, they don't have bad contracts. They have draft picks.
Yep.
The problem for the Knicks is this. There is not a great player waiting out there.
Stop.
That's it.
Stop it.
That's it.
Stop it right now.
That's the hope.
Look.
That's the truth.
We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. This is what the New York Knicks do. You see, they know this stuff. This is exactly what they want. There's a difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. Playing to keep your job as opposed to doing your job. You at some point in time, you got to go for it. You know what I used to say about Mike D'Antoni, God bless him, when he was coaching the New York Knicks? You know why he didn't want Melo? Because he didn't want the pressure. If I got young players right there, then I get to operate into perpetuity or something close to it and keep my job for the long haul and keep getting paid. I see a lot of executives doing this in the NBA. You know something? I'm kind of wondering about the Knicks right now. OG Anunoby can play. Sure. It is not a bad trade. He elevates them to, he's all second team, all defensive player last year. The man elevates them exponentially on the defensive end of the floor. He's a good spot-up shooter from three, particularly from the corners. I get that. Him for R.J. Barrett all day, every day. Emmanuel Quickly, your backup point guard, runner-up for the sixth man of the year. 15 points per game. Gone. And why? Why were you not going to keep him? You know why you weren't going to pay him? Exactly. That's my point. Because what happens is this. Let me sit up there and slow walk this along the way. Guess what? We're going to get to the playoffs. Guess what? We're going to get to the second round. Oh, back in the day, we couldn't even make the playoffs. Oh, the New York Knicks have been in purgatory for all these years. Oh, the New York I mean, when are you guys going to be enough? This is what they do.
There's one thing you haven't addressed.
What?
The most important thing Bob said.
What?
You know how much I love Jalen Brunson, Chicago's own. Who's your best player?
Exactly.
Who is the player who's supposed to deliver on all of your expectations?
And that's the problem. Because what I'm saying is, this is the Mecca. This is Madison Square Garden. This is New York City, baby. They can't get a star. They cannot get a star. You had a chance. You had a chance, and you passed up. I don't care what Woj with this is excellent information, all the inside info. He will break it down to a science and make you say, yeah, it makes sense. But it doesn't change the reality. It's the Mecca, and the stars come to visit. We never have any. Do you realize a legitimate argument can be made that Stephen A. Smith is one of the big stars in New York? You realize that? That's a damn shame. A bad knees, 56 years old, ain't thought about playing basketball in about 30 years, and I am a bigger star than most of the New York Knicks.
I know we got to go to Malaysia. It's a damn shame. Now I'm motivated. Come on, man. Now I'm motivated to help the Knicks just because of that.
Well,
that isn't good. That you're a star in New York.
It's what Woj laid out the other day. They have the assets, and now
and they won't use them.
Just maybe it takes a player asking out and a player wanting to go to New York. And I promise you, Stephen, we will get into this more in our ABC show.
I'm going to make a bet, Michael.
I'm
Michael Wilbon having all the money
go to two places
and getting an apartment.
South Florida and Southern California. They don't go to New York.
We're going to have more NBA Countdown coming up after this.
Want to try to boast at what I look like. Keep them down, try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, ESPN.